Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admins. The message reads like this. Hello, my brother, how are you? I am a young South African woman and I am a young woman who is aged 23 years old. I came across this other guy on Facebook. I was on this other group where I'll just check out like the latest trends that were happening in my town from where I come from. So whilst I was in that group, that was when I saw this other guy. He posted his beautiful car. It was really beautiful. So he posted as anonymous and he said that he was looking for a girl to go out for a groove with on that same weekend. So he said that if there was any girl that fitted his description that he had given to the admin, and he said that he wanted someone with big boobs, someone that was young, not above 25, someone who had a big ass, like that was what he wanted. That is what the admin wrote on that post. So a lot of girls, they were sending their pictures like looking really beautiful, but I didn't want to post my own picture even though I was fitting this description. He then said, if you are interested as well, you can just say I am in the comment section. So the girls, they were busy posting their pictures, and indeed I saw that these girls, they were beautiful. So I just wrote like yes, but I don't want to send my picture because I didn't want people to view my picture after I had posted. So later on, the guy came to my inbox. When I opened my messenger, I saw that he had came to my inbox. This was on a Thursday night. That was when he said hi. And he said, do you want to go with me? And I was like, not that fast. How are you? I want to get to know you first. And he told me that, yes, we can get to know each other. And he was like, can I have your WhatsApp number? And I was like, I'm not sure if I should give you my phone number because like I don't know you. And he said, but you posted on my post. And I said, yeah. Then we started to talk and we had like a conversation, and at the end of the day he said, okay, if you do not want with your number, then that is cool. He then sent me his own picture, and the dude was really handsome, but still I was not sure if he was South African or not because of the way that he was built. But he was really cool, and I had like kind of like fallen in love with him. But I then said to him, what if I give you my phone numbers and you are the devil himself? And he said, then you are going to find out if I am the devil or not. And he was like laughing, and he said, who knows? He sent me some laughing emojis. Then he said, do you want to find out if I am the devil or not? So I was just like nervous, and then I said, cool. Then I gave him my phone numbers and he started texting me on WhatsApp. So he then said, tomorrow, do you want to go out with me so that we can get to know each other? Then I was like, with all the girls that have responded to your picture of yourself marketing your car, I'm sure that you've already found someone pretty, because I was like feeling jealous about this guy since he had sent me his picture, and now that I had known how handsome he was. So I was like, I think that you've already found someone. And he said, no, I'm still choosing. Do you want to be with me? Do you want to go with me on this party? And he said, can you send me your own picture? And I was really nervous, so I just sent my half picture, and I had cut it down the boob and the booty. I had cut it off. I didn't want him to see how I looked. And he was like, yo, girl, you are really nice. You are my type, like my type. I love you. Then we started flirting, and he said, come on, let us go out tomorrow so that we can get to know each other. But this guy, what surprised me is that when I said, please, can you send a voice note, because I wanted to hear what he sounded like, but the guy avoided sending me my voice note. Later on, I found out the guy, he was like Nigerian. So he said that my apologies, I don't want to send you my voice note because I didn't want to scare you away. Then he came and he picked me up. This guy, in real life, he was so amazing and handsome. when he came to pick me up, and he was driving a black G-Wagon. And then we went to town. When we went to town, we went around shopping, and he was like, most of you South Africans, you really do not like us guys. So I didn't want to tell you that I am from West Africa, but I just wanted to show you the other side, that I am a good guy. So I was like, no, it is fine. I was like into him, but before this guy, I had like my reservations when it came to dating foreign guys. But the moment that I was with this guy, I had never been in a G-Wagon, and it felt like I was in an aeroplane. It was just different. When we were in town, we really had a great time. That was when I said, let me just test what it feels like to date a guy who comes from the outside of our country. So we had a great time. We finished our shopping. Remember that this was like Friday at around 11 a.m. when we went our separate ways, and he said that he was going to come and pick me up. This was somewhere around 3 p.m. so that we can go to his place, get dressed, and go for the party. So he gave me money, and I should have just seen that there was something that was wrong, because when he dropped me at my place, that was when he gave me an envelope that was full of money. I just pushed it into my small handbag, and he said, you'll count it indoors, otherwise they will rob you. When I went to my room and I locked the door, and then I started to count the money, and I saw that this was like your 20k. This was the first time to ever set my eyes on such a huge sum of money. And he had said that it is yours, it is yours. And he then said, if your mom like complains and says that you are not supposed to go out, just give her this money. So I was like scared, like this guy, 20k, just like that. No boy had ever given me money that was more than 3,000 rands. And now I had a guy that was giving me all of this money on our first date. So he said that this was going to be my girlfriend's allowance, and the following month he was going to give me another 20k. And he said that if you ever come across any problem, like if you want your nails to be done, your hair, then that is a separate amount that I will be giving you each and every month on your side. And taking you out, then I'll give you money so that you can take yourself out with your friends. And my brother, when I counted this money, I didn't know what to do, to scream with joy or to cry. Then I went back home and I changed, and I told my friends about this party, and they told me that they also wanted to come with me, but he said no, because at that party there are a lot of boys like that come from rich families, and they only want girls that are there by strictly invite only. He said maybe next time if I speak with the boys first. So I got dressed up, had my hair done, my nails done. Then I waited for the guy. He came and he picked me up. We went, my brother, when we went straight to his place, and he said that he wanted us to make love. We made love, but we only had one round. Then I bathed again and we went out. When we got to his friend's place, there are those guys that do your forex trading. These guys that we went to, they were like your rich young South African guys that are into this forex business. The way that they are just taking people's money, like they have these forex trading courses, and you go there, then they teach you how to trade, and at the end of the day they know that you are going to lose your money, and they bet on you losing your money. That is how they make their own money, and they make millions and millions of rands by just trading on stocks of people that would have failed to trade properly. But these guys, they were like young and rich, and they are also involved into these Nigerian rituals, even though they are South African. So the way that they get the people to join their forex trading courses, they use those charms, and they are given these charms by these guys who are from Nigeria. And at that moment, I was told that when they start to speak with you, it's like they have a seducing spirit. The moment that you listen to them, whilst they are telling you to come and join this forex trading course so that you can make money, and you'll be making like 5,000 rands a day. The moment that you say, oh, I'm going to make 5k a day, then that seducing spirit, it will be like a glue, and you won't even reason anymore or to think properly that it is not possible just to make 5k out of nowhere. Then you will go and join the course, which are very expensive, and to have one session with these guys, it is much more expensive. Then you will start to invest thinking that you're going to win very big, and when you do your first investments, it's like you win something, but with time you will start to lose your money. It's more like gambling. And most of these guys that I saw, they have made people to lose millions and millions. And these guys, they keep on teaching people. They are on Instagram to trade forex and cryptocurrency. So I just want people to be careful about these forex courses. They use sort of like a demon to seduce you into thinking that you can make quick money. So we chilled there at that place, because I was like the only black girl there. Most of the girls that were there, they were your colored girls, and we started to party and we enjoyed. Later on in the evening, on that same night, I was fast asleep. Even those girls, the other colored girls, they had gone to bed with their boyfriends. I mean, it was just like sex everywhere. People were having sex in the kitchen, on the couches, in the bathroom. You could just make love to your boyfriend wherever you wanted to do it. It was a house party, drugs and alcohol. So I was drinking my alcohol while the other guys, they were doing their drugs. We then went to bed with my boyfriend. I don't know, maybe it was my ancestors that woke me up. When I woke up, I saw that my boyfriend, he was not with me. But when we had gone to bed, it was actually I that had dragged him to bed because he was taking in a lot of drugs. So the way that he was so sleepy, when I woke up, I didn't expect not to find him in bed. What surprised me is that when I had woken up busy trying to find him, that was when I felt so hot. So I said, let me go to the balcony to get some fresh air. That was when I heard that there were guys like that were making your morning sounds, as if these guys, they were making love. So I thought that maybe they had booked some prostitutes that they had in the other room, and that was when I wanted to go there and fight, because I wanted this boy all to myself. I didn't want to share him. So I woke up. When I woke up, that was when I started to walk very slowly, and I went towards that room where I was hearing these sex voices that were coming out. So this room, it had a glass sliding door, and when I got there, I then looked. The way that I looked, I just pressed my face on that glass door, because it is like tinted, whereby they can see you from the inside, but you can't see them from the outside, unless if you press your face on the glass door, then you'll be able to see what is going on. As I was pressing my face on that door, I then saw that these guys, they were making love to each other. In the middle of the room, they had formed sort of like a circle, and they were just having sexual intercourse with each other. Then there was one of those colored girls that I had met at this same party. She was laid on the center as if she was dead, and there were candles that had been lit surrounding her. And these guys, after they would make love to each other, then they would just start to masturbate. Then the semen will fall on top of that girl. They did this, I don't know for how many rounds, until they were all finished. That was when my Nigerian guy took one towel and started to wipe himself. He even smacked one of the guy on his ass. So I rushed back to that room where I was, and I pretended as if I was falling fast asleep. So I was hurt because I thought that this guy, maybe he was homosexual, and this pained me a lot because I had already fallen in love with him and I didn't know what to do anymore. Brother, when he came back, I didn't even hear him. I only woke up when it was somewhere around 8 a.m. They had already started partying again, doing a lot of drugs again. The guy then begged me and he said that I should not return back to my place because this party was going on until Monday morning. That was when they were going to release us. But with what I had seen, I was scared because I had seen that these guys, they were doing their homosexual stuff and lighting candles and performing rituals. So I was really scared. I lied to him that my mom was not feeling okay, and he said fine, but he could not go out of the house for some strange reason. None of them were able to step out of that big mansion. Like whenever we wanted food, like your checker 60 was bringing the food and everything. None of them ever came out of the house. Then they would send these colored girls to go and collect the takeaways, like they were forbidden to go outdoors. So I kept saying no, I want to go. After I had eaten, he said fine. He then did a bolt for me, so I left and I went back home. My brother, when I returned back home, the guy, I then found out that he had sent 6,000 rands into my account. He said, since you left early, I cannot give you the full amount that we wanted to give you. Later on in the day, I was like kind of like missing him. You know, when you have met a guy that has a lot of money, this usually happens. So when I checked on WhatsApp, I wanted to speak with him. To my surprise, I could not find his number in my phone. Then I quickly rushed to Facebook. I don't know, is it even possible that one that you would have spoken with on Messenger, then that person's profile will just go missing? This is exactly what happened. I was left with no proof as to what had happened. From there on, when I was on my periods, that was when I started to notice that there were actually painful periods when it happened. That was when I was scrolling in that same Facebook group. That was when I saw a girl who had complained that she said I was dating this guy that I met in this group, but now, like, I am suffering in my private parts. I see that there are two worms that are coming out of my private parts whenever I am on my periods. So I don't think that my private parts is getting rotten. So you know, people on Facebook, they don't give you any help. They started laughing at this girl, and everyone was just saying that, yeah, this is the result of dating rich guys. And what I didn't know was that this girl that had posted a very long time ago on this same Facebook group, she had slept with this same Nigerian guy that I had slept with. And this guy had insisted that we should not use any protection when I slept with him because I was scared of getting your STIs. But he said, no, I am fine. Let us just do this. So me and that guy, we made love without using any protections at all. After I had read that post, that was when I started to have like your cramps. Whenever I was on my periods, I would have these very painful cramps, and I started to have those cramps like the whole week. When I was on my periods, I was in pain. In the meantime, I kept on searching for his profile, but his profile had been deleted. And on Messenger, the guy, I don't know if he had blocked me or what was going on. That is how my relationship with that guy ended. And at that time, I had not even realized that I was like sick. Then when my periods came again, I had a dream. I saw this same Nigerian guy. He came to our house and he was holding this other black pot, and he said to me, I want your blood. But he spoke with his own language. To my surprise, at that time, I was even able to understand his language that he was using. And I said, why do you want my blood? And he said, but I gave you money, so I have the permission to collect your blood until you are dead. So I started to cry because when I tried to run away, I was running in slow motion, and he was laughing because he was actually walking right next to me as I was running in slow motion, and I could not increase my speed. That was when I saw that other colored girl, the one that I had seen as they had placed her on the floor whilst they were masturbating, ejaculating on top of her body. I saw her, but she was dressed in a white dress, those ones that we make people to wear when they would have died. So when I saw her, I was like really happy because she was someone that I had seen before. And with the way that I was scared, I just wanted someone to offer me hope And she said, come, let me help you. I know a place where we can run to. So she held my hand. Then we started to run, and we ran. I then saw that there was a house where she was taking me to. So we went there and we hid ourselves in that house. When we were in that house, we were standing in the dining room. She then said, let us go upstairs. That is the safest place for us to hide. And then we kept on going upstairs, but now this colored girl, she was like dragging me instead of assisting me. By the time that we reached the upstairs of that house that we were in, she was like forcing me to get into this other room. That was when I heard a voice that was telling me to run out of that house. When I tried to run, immediately she disappeared, and I saw her. She was blocking me in front of me in that same hallway, and she kept on pointing at me, and she told me that I needed to go into that room. I needed to go into that room, otherwise she was going to hurt me. When I looked at her, she was no longer a human being anymore. That was when I realized that this was the ghost of that colored woman. When we walked into that room, I saw those other guys, the ones that I had seen like sleeping with this girl. They were all naked, all of them, and they were holding their manhoods, and they said to that colored girl, so you brought her here. So I said to that colored girl as she was holding me, please release me, let me go, please let me go. Then when this colored girl looked at me, I saw that her face was deformed. Like you could actually see the bones that were like inside. And she was like, you need to go and sleep over there. You need to go and sleep over there. You are going to die like the way that I died. So this girl, that was when I realized that she was already dead, and she disappeared. Then that Nigerian guy walked into that room, and he was still holding that black pot, and he said, my pot is empty, I gave you money. My pot is empty, I gave you money. He kept on repeating these words until I started to scream. When I screamed, I then woke up. I swear to you that I saw a man that was wearing a black suit that left my room. The more that I screamed, my mom then rushed to my room, and she asked me what was going on. I lied to my mom that I had seen a spider, for I was afraid to tell her that this was the dream that I had. So she said, don't worry, it is going to be okay. So she prayed for me not to be afraid of spiders anymore. Then a few days after that, that was when I just had a few drops instead of going on my normal period. It was just a few drops of blood that were on my sanitary pad. From that day up until this day, my brother, I can't go on my normal periods anymore. And the way that I feel so much pain when I am on my period, it's like I am about to give birth. That is the pain that I feel each and every day when I am on my periods. So what have scared me the most is that the past few days, soon after I had gone on my periods, I saw a white thing that came out of my private parts. Like this was the first time since I have slept with that guy seeing this thing. It is just like a worm that I saw. You know, when you pop a pimple, you know, there is that white stuff that comes out of the pimple. That is the thing that I saw when I felt so much pain. The pain was just too much, as if there was a baby that was being pushed out of my womb. And I then went to my room and I slept on the bed. That was when I felt that there was something that was coming out as I was holding my stomach, because I was feeling some cramps and pains in my stomach. So I removed my underwear and my pad after I had that. The thing that was coming out of my womb, it had finally came out of my private part. That was when I saw that there was a white thing that was there on my pad. So I don't know if this is an STI or what is going on. I went to the clinic, but your government clinic, but they didn't assist me much. They gave me some pills, even though I didn't show any symptoms of an STI. They just gave me some pills to drink. I don't have any money to go to a private clinic, so I don't know if this is an STI or if I am being used for money-making rituals. Oh, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our dear sister. Strange things do happen in this world. If you have ever met any blesser on Facebook, and if anything strange has ever happened to you, please come and share your own side of the story. Maybe it can actually help someone else. Yo,